This is Stan with Stan the Coach. We're here with uh, our own deck series with our head coaches, looking at a little football preview for the 2021 football season. We're starting in Covington County, and we're going to be talking to the new man down at Pleasant Home, Coach Jeremy Silcox. He's excited to be taking over the reins down at Pleasant Home. He's not a stranger to Pleasant Home, but it's his first head coaching job. There's a lot of excitement going on down at Pleasant Home. We're going to bring him in and see how he's doing and how things are going. Coach Silcox, man, how's it going down at Pleasant Home?
It's going good. Thank you for having me, Stan.
Well, it's always exciting when you get go through a summer. I know your numbers have been good, and the kids are excited about you uh, being the head coach down there. And as you can say, it's time to see what you've done this summer because summer camp started yesterday, and uh, in a few short weeks you'll be strapping them on and playing for real. And uh, how are things looking for the Eagles?
We've had probably the best turnout this summer since I've been here. This is my sixth year at Pleasant Home. Uh, we've got a really good strength and conditioning program going. Reggie Hamilton is kind of running that for us. He's been here as a volunteer for several years. The kids are working hard. We've got a lot of senior leadership, although, we have right around 13 seniors, and out of that group, several of them have played for us. 7, 8 of them have played for us for several years. We got some that are first year seniors, but they are showing some great leadership skills and just got a good, hardworking group of kids.
Well, with that being said, I know it's great you get those older guys maybe haven't played, but they do provide that depth and I don't want to say actually maturity, but they do bring maturity. You'd rather put a 17-year-old kid out there that hadn't played much than a ninth grader, and that's sometimes I know it being at a small school that you have to do that in certain circumstances.
Yes, and we're fortunate this year. We have enough 7th through ninth to have a true junior high team, and then we also have some ninth graders that'll have to help us on varsity as well. So it's going to be interesting going into the Strong game where we stand by that time.
Well, talk about your schedule. We'll talk about, of course, your region. Is always tough. You have your Brantley, and you have McKenzie, and uh, Sampson. Those are playoff teams right there. Georgiana, which also will have a new coach this season, and then you got your cross country county rivals in Red Level and Florella. Florella's coming off a heck of a year last year, and then what I like to call was always meet me down at the creek fist fight game right there between Pleasant Home and Kinston. That was always a good hard fought game when those two schools come together. But then your non-region, you got Strawn. Man, you're jumping up from 1A, playing a 4A with new coach Gilcrease over there. They are going to turn some heads, so you're going to find out a lot about yourself real early with Strawn. But what's your other non-region games?
We'll travel down into Florida and play at Lighthouse Christian. Their stadium's actually in Gulf Breeze, and then we'll end the season with Zion Chapel, who we've played several years now.
That's another good matchup for y'all down there. It's kind of the same type, the kids and uh, numbers right there, and they always like y'all they turn out and they support their program.
Right.
Uh, with that being said, with your schedule, uh, offensively and defensively, do you already have an idea? I know you do, but what y'all going to be doing or you want to spill the beans on that, or is that something you're gonna wait and
Well, I mean, I don't like to be painted into a corner, so we're going to be pretty close to balance. That's uh, I don't want to pass because we have to, but if we got a game where we're able to run the ball, we're going to run it. Um, but I don't even know. I mean, I know it's going to sound cliche, but I really can't spill the beans because we're going to be so multiple on offense, like that. We're going to play people all over the field, different positions. Just try to keep people a little off balance. Last year, we just didn't score as many points per game as we'd like to, so we're just going to try to be creative. We got some. As long as everybody stays out, we've got a pretty big line this year. In the spring game, we averaged about 290 across the front.
that's one thing, Coach. I've always been amazed. Ever since they started football down at Pleasant Home, they have the biggest linemen. I mean, it looks like a 7A line out there as far as size. What do y'all feed those kids down there?
It's just good, hardworking country boys that work out in the field all the time. I don't know where it comes from, but we're
They're
going to try to
huge.
use that to our advantage. We're not going to ask them to run all over the field too much. Try to double down, kick block, little zone. So
Well, I know they've always had just huge lines down at Pleasant Home, and that's one thing that they've been consistently uh, always had was those type of kids. And yeah, I knew you probably gonna have to be multiple because you never know. You're one injury away from having to reshuffle your whole lineup. Being at a small school, and it's not like you got three or four deep at every position. You might have your backup quarterback, maybe your tight end or some some
that
craziness,
that is true. That
like
is
that.
true.
And so I mean it's you never know, and so you got to kind of be flexible and multiple. But you know, as far as the support in the community down there, how have things been on that end?
Well, I'll be honest with you. That's one of the things I love about Pleasant Home. Our support has always been phenomenal, and they love the kids, and they come out to ball games. They'll take and help with fundraisers. They come and work on the field. There's a lot of excitement, and I think it's even going back to the spring game, you could feel the energy coming from the stands. So there's just a lot of excitement in our community, which, as you know, Pleasant Home's a unique area. We don't have a town. We're in the middle of the national forest, but we've got 7, 8 communities that make up Pleasant Home, and it's just a unique situation, unique place.
Well, I know I've spent some time down there in the woods, and it is unique. I mean, it's I tell you the school. You kind of just happen to just come up on the school. To sneak up on you out there when you run in there, uh, and it's always clean and been very welcomed by everybody when you set foot on campus. And I know that's one thing to be proud of right there. That you got great support and from the community.
Yes,
But
sir.
now going back to some offense and defense, let's talk a little offense first. What are some names that we might hear quite a bit this fall?
Can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay. Um, Mason Anderson typically plays quarterback. We got Josh Hawkins coming back that plays running back slot. Ethan Curry on offense. You're going to hear his name in multiple ways. We've got some newcomers, about a 6'4" receiver, Ashton Three. Okay. That's
Yeah,
weird.
I don't know what you're jumping back and forth, but I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, that's weird.
Yeah, hold on just a minute, Coach. Hold on.
All right.
Can you hear me now?
I can still hear you, but
Yeah, you look like you're doing a little Max Headroom from back in the '80s, the MTV
yeah.
days. I don't know what's causing that issue, but yeah, go ahead with just tell us more about those kids.
All right. Um, Ashton Threet's a new player that's come back out. He's a senior. He's 6'3", 6'4" receiver. Uh, Carter Burgess, also a first year senior that's definitely turning some heads, and he could play receiver or outside linebacker. But the main ones you're going to hear are Colt Henson, uh, probably has some of our best breakaway speed. Uh, we've definitely got the athletes that for Pleasant Home that we can move them all over the field and use them in different ways on offense. So it's going to be a run by committee. It won't be one certain person carrying the ball. You probably won't see anybody ever break 20 carries a game. I wouldn't be surprised if very few ever break 10.
Well, I know you're probably going to hear some of the same names defensively, but you got any defensive specialists?
Landon Kelly, expecting him to be a leader on defense. He's probably going to play Mike linebacker. Nick Short, um, he'll come up and hit people pretty good. Jordan Davis played free safety for us last year and probably play free safety or corner this year. Uh, he's a real heady kid that can read plays real well and get to the right place at the right time. Um, then, of course, some of the ones we talked about earlier on the offense, Colt Henson, returning tackle leader from last year. Mason Anderson will play in the skill positions, corner, safety, defensive line. We're going to roll defensive linemen in a lot. Our goal is going to be to try to keep our linemen as fresh as possible, as long as possible every game. So we could go eight or nine on defensive line every game.
Well, it sounds like you got a good core to rely on.
I agree. I just, won't know exactly how good we are until we do put the pads on, and I'm excited about getting to play Strawn at our place. We didn't have but 3 home games last year, but Strawn, Coach Kilcrease is one of the best coaches, one of the best people there is in the state. I've never actually talked to him in person, but all I've ever heard is great things about him. And I know he's got that program going in a great direction, and I'm excited to see how we stack up against them. And I think it's going to be just, we're going to have fun and play ball,
Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time today. I know you got practice later this afternoon. Wish you nothing but the best. And I'm going to get you on again where you're not glitching back and forth here with me. I don't know what happened right there, but it looks like you keep punching yourself in the
Yeah.
But
That's what I was thinking. I was trying not to laugh.
yeah, but hey, I appreciate your time. Good luck, and I'll probably talk to you next week.
All right. I appreciate you. If
All
you need
right,
anything,
thank you,
give me a
Coach.
holler. We appreciate it.
Mhm. Man, that was Coach Silcox down at Pleasant Home, and I don't know what happened there with the video, but it got on a continued loop of him punching himself in the face of some type of something. But that's the great thing about technology, still learning how to use it. But Pleasant Home Eagles, right there, first school we're looking at in Covenant County on deck. And we will have another one of those coming soon. So stay tuned to the Power Prep Sports Network.